give me a welcome for our dear friend and speaker today, Ms. Leanne Corrett, as our keynote speaker. Leanne, please come forward.
Well, good morning, everyone. Congratulations to graduates, family, friends, faculty. It is a wonderful accomplishment today, and I'm so thrilled to be with you. Dr. Butler, just my heartfelt thank you for having me here today on this great occasion. And Trustee Nordland for being not only a trustee and a graduate of Embry-Riddle, but being a friend and a colleague. Today is a time for reflecting on everything you've put into earning your diploma, and a day for dreaming about what the future will hold. And I know that today is about you, not me, which means to best celebrate you, I need to get off this stage quickly. When I was growing up, there was a popular cartoon on TV that made the future look incredibly cool. Some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. It was called The Jetsons. And it sparked my interest in the art of the possible. You see, the Jetsons depicted a family living in the 2060s. There was the father, George Jetson, who is said to have been born this very year in 2022. There was also, as the theme song went, his boy Elroy, his daughter Judy, and Jane, his wife. At the time, as I was watching the show, the future world seemed magical. George drove a flying car that folded into a briefcase. The family's talking robot, Rosie, did most of the housework. And instead of using corded phones, the Jetsons called each other on guess what? Video screens. That's right, the Jetsons were doing FaceTime long before the rest of us. Now, the Jetsons didn't get it all right about technology or about society. In the 2060s, they were still using cash. Today, it's hard to find cash. Since the show aired, gender and social norms have also evolved considerably, and the world as they showed it is certainly much more diverse today. But one thing that the Jetsons could not have gotten more right was the ability to dream big and think about the impossible, leaving all of us to ask ourselves, what if? I remember thinking at the time, what if our boxy television set was actually flat? What if a robot could actually vacuum the floor? What if you could push a button on a machine and a Diet Coke and some Cheez-Its would fall out? Or in the case of Embry-Riddle, what if a robot could deliver food to your location anywhere on campus? How is that even possible? Flash forward to today. For many of you, you actually don't know any other reality. That's the world you live in. The point is, things are only impossible until they aren't, until someone dares to ask, what if? Now, the Jetsons' flying cars haven't reached mainstream yet, but I believe it's only a matter of time. We already have autonomous vehicles that travel sea, land, air, and space. And who knows, maybe by 2062, we really will fold our cars into briefcases. But that's where you come in. You're the generation who figures out how to do just that. Because each of you have chosen professions that by definition ask, what if? I have been in the aerospace industry my entire career, nearly 35 years. And what's kept me inspired and energized is embracing the power of what if. In aerospace, we don't say that can't be done. Rather, we say that can't be done yet. And the word yet may simply be the difference between today and tomorrow. We dream of what's possible, and we make those what-ifs a reality. Think about it. People have been fascinated by the possibility of flight for centuries, long before the Wright brothers even set foot on the shores of Kitty Hawk. Yet, despite reading about repeated failures and experiencing their own, the Wright brothers knew it could be done. They asked, what if we could show everyone how? And then they did it. 119 years ago, on December 17, 1903, the Wright brothers concluded their infamous 12-second flight. The first successful motorized flight started the modern age of aviation, and it prompted a huge new wave of possibilities. Think about it. Today, more than 80% of Americans have taken a commercial flight, while only 20% of the world's population has. What if we could truly make air travel accessible to everyone? In the early 20th century, members of industry asked another intriguing question. What if a plane could fly without a pilot? Now, for some of y'all, I know that's not what you want to hear. But as you all know, by the First World War, aerospace had already produced the first pilotless aircraft. Incredibly, that happened years before the average person would take a commercial flight. And I hope many of you all saw the amazing footage of the X-37B landing just a few weeks back, completing a 908-day mission and landing autonomously at KSC. By the 1960s, when the Boeing 747, our beloved Queen of the Skies, transformed air travel, aerospace innovators were already asked, but what if we could go to the moon? Think about this. It only took 66 years from the Wright Flyer in 1903 to the first lunar landing in 1969. Today, more than 50 years after Apollo 11's lunar landing, we're asking, what if a trip to the moon was as common as a transatlantic flight? What if, from the moon, you could go take a trip to Mars? Thanks to NASA's Artemis missions, we're getting closer to both of those realities. We're also asking ourselves questions like, what if we could fly an aircraft before we build it? Thanks to digital innovations, we do. What if piloted and unpiloted systems could work together in tandem, benefiting from one another? Thanks to advances in crewed and uncrewed training, they do. What if aerospace could change the future of our planet? Well, we plan to do just that. Together, the aerospace industry intends to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050. In aerospace, we make dreams come true. We make the impossible possible. Our work is incredibly impactful and fulfilling, but it's not for the faint of heart. Which is why I want to end my remarks today by sharing what I call the 4 Gs. 4 qualities which help me navigate the good times and the bad. First, grit. Grit is that reserve of courage and strength you don't even realize you have until the very moment you are tested. When I think about what you all have been through, the hardships you've faced, and the ways you've been tested, you already know about grit. You grew up in the shadow of 9/11. You have never known a time without war. You experienced the Great Recession. You came of age during a pandemic and the fight for racial justice. Yet, here you are at the cusp of your future, at a turning point, a time for hope. What if your grit had not been put to the test? Would you have the creativity to fight your way through tough times? Would you have the confidence to persevere? Would you have the empathy to think about someone else and how to help them? Grit is what got you here today, and it'll be part of you as you carry on and write the world's next chapter. The second G is gumption. It takes gumption to do hard things, to make those what-ifs a reality. You must be resourceful, take initiative, and above all, believe in yourself, even when those around you may not. Gumption is about squashing that inner voice that asks, what if I'm not good enough? And instead ask yourself, what if I test myself? What if I took the job that scares me? Those are the jobs you're going to learn the most from. Take that leap and move forward. The third G is for grace. If there's one thing we've all learned from the pandemic, is that not everything is going to work out quite as we had planned. The same will be true in your career. Unfortunately, you will have bad days. You will make mistakes. And others around you will too. How you handle those situations, how you treat yourself, and how you treat others will define who you really are. Forgive yourself. Forgive others who let you down. The world can always use more grace. The fourth and final G is gratitude. This is the easiest and yet sometimes the hardest thing to do. Simply say thank you. When you say thank you, it builds trust and respect. It makes people feel valued. They will receive your thank you as a gift, and they will remember. You know, over my 35 years, I have kept a box in my desk that has every sticky note, note card, or letter someone has actually wrote me over the years. It is my most precious treasure. It's not the awards or the plaques that hang on the wall. It's that sign of gratitude. Those expressions of thanks allow me to persist and move forward. And so it's only natural that I end with my thank you for allowing me to be part of your very special day. You are inspiring. You all are change makers. And by asking yourself, what if, as you move forward in your careers, I know you will change not only the aerospace industry, but you will change the world for the better. Congratulations.
Leanne, thank you so much for addressing the graduates, the 4 Gs, and I can guarantee you that at the graduation parties tonight, there'll be a few people Googling the Jetsons and watching an episode of it. You all need to. It's all worth it. So thank you so much for those incredibly inspiring words. Joining her up here is Trustee Steve Nordland for a very special presentation. Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University presents honorary degrees to individuals in recognition of their career achievements that have significantly advanced critical fields of higher education, coupled with personal and leadership actions consistent with Eagle values. Without a doubt, you heard Leanne's achievements earlier in my introduction. Over several decades, she clearly meets these criteria. So on behalf of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Board of Trustees and the administration, it is my honor to present this honorary doctorate of humane letters to you, Leanne Corrett. You have earned this degree through a lifetime of dedicated service to the aviation, aerospace industry, and to society. Congratulations.
Leanne, on behalf of the Embry-Riddle community, thank you. That was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of your senior class, Ms. Diana May Sears. Today, Diana graduates with a Bachelor of Science degree in aerospace engineering. Diana.
Hello, everyone. By a show of hands, how many of us remember watching Top Gun at some point here at Embry-Riddle? We can all resonate with the main character, Maverick. No, I'm not talking about his too-good-for-school attitude. Most of us have a similar love for aviation, but I don't mean that either. The most prominent trait we can all relate to is perseverance. He doesn't give up, no matter what obstacles he faces, even after the death of his best friend. Like Maverick, we have persevered through some incredible challenges to get to where we are today. It was not easy, but class of fall 2022, we did it. We all deserve to walk across this stage with a well-earned degree. Now, what we do with that degree is up to us. Every single one of us can make a positive difference in the world. We can do this because of who we are, what we've done, and where we're going. Before I continue, I'd like to give thanks to the many people that supported us in our education and life endeavors. Everyone on this stage, faculty and staff, parents and families, thank you. We can change the world because of who we are. In a constantly evolving world, the status quo is always changing, and our graduating class is a shining example of that growth. We represent 69 countries from around the globe, students with disabilities, veterans, students identifying with the LGBTQ+ community, and more. We are trailblazers, with many students being first-generation college students and first to become a pilot or engineer. We are accumulations of our origins, life experiences, thoughts, and chosen values. Not only can we carry these differences with us throughout our careers, but those differences make up the driving force that changes our world for the better. Although we have all broken the status quo in our own unique ways, we are all united in one clear quality: our perseverance. Many of us worked full or part-time jobs while completing our degrees. Some of us are adapting to student life after returning home from military duty. There were many factors working against us, like that one class we just couldn't seem to pass, Structures 2. Or that one professor who challenged you, or trying to find parking, or let's not forget to mention the COVID-19 pandemic and 3 hurricanes that delayed our studies. Despite all of these obstacles and more, we persevered. I found my own resilience when I was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome in 2nd grade. My parents used to say there was a mouse in the house from all of my squeaking noises, and I had a lot of trouble making friends since uncontrollable twitching apparently makes you weird. But I decided to own my differences and chose to chase the dreams I made for myself, breaking my own status quo and earning a degree in aerospace engineering with a private pilot's license to boot. Some of you may have been surprised when I shared that I have Tourette's, but so many of us are fighting internal battles every day that are not always visible on the surface. Yet, here we are, about to accomplish a goal we've been looking forward to since freshman year. We have earned a college degree. So, if there's something weighing you down, remind yourself to keep going, like so many of us in the class of 2022 have done to get here today. We persevere. We can change the world because of what we've done. When preparing this speech, I sent out a survey to the graduating class, and here are the results. One of us was able to test their project in NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory every year, and it is now on display in the Artemis exhibit in Houston. Another designed an experimental surface flow visualization method for the Microplex low-speed wind tunnel. One of us created a self-healing sensor to protect astronauts against orbital debris. We've also left a lasting impact on Embry-Riddle as student leaders and mentors. One of us built the sailing club and team. Another was president of the Flight Line Assimilation Program, as well as the international ambassadors. We were leaders in the Student Government Association and EMTs for the Emergency Response Team. We were student athletes that competed in NCAA Division II Nationals. Some of us had multiple internships. And to top it all off, someone in our class beat Halo 2 in under 3 hours on Legendary mode. Our actions have contributed to the betterment of our community time and time again. These accomplishments are just a scratch on the surface of what we are capable of. If we can achieve all of this in a short 4 years, or a bit longer for some of us, imagine what we can do in a lifetime. We will change the world because of where we're going. Many of us had full-time job offers before graduation at companies including Boeing, Delta Airlines, GE Aviation, Gulfstream, NASA, Northrop Grumman, and the federal government. Whether you recognize all or none of these names, I'm sure you can understand the gravity of the influence we will have as Embry-Riddle graduates working in these essential roles. We are engineers, aircraft controllers, flight instructors, homeland security, business administrators, medical specialists, soldiers, sailors, pilots, and so much more. Some of us are continuing on to pursue higher education, as if this wasn't hard enough. There are students in our class that will be working on the goal of achieving U.S. citizenship. A few of us are even planning on starting our own companies. And for those of us that don't have any plans yet for the future, that is A-okay. No matter what opportunities come your way, take every advantage of the degree you will soon have in your hands and use it to its fullest. In these few years, we have grown with each other and found a family. These friendships will stay with us. Use your resources, build your network, stay in touch with your peers and other alumni, and most importantly, keep persevering. We will keep breaking the status quo, moving forward, innovating, and evolving together. With our newly earned degrees, we are going to change the world. Walter Elliott once said, "Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other." Class of 2022, we just completed a 4-year race, more or less. And now it's time to face the many more to come. Get ready, Eagles. Let's spread our wings and show the world who we are, what we've done, and what we'll do. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. That was tremendous. When our undergraduate degree candidates cross the stage this morning, you'll notice that a number of them are wearing honor cords or stoles. We'll take a few moments to explain the significance of these accoutrements and to recognize the graduates today who are wearing them. Graduates wearing red cords have achieved grade point averages of between 3.7 and 3.89. They are graduating magna cum laude with great honors. As a group of the students wearing the red cords this morning, please stand and be recognized. We are also very proud to recognize our student athletes who represent the 20 teams at the Daytona Beach campus. Our student athletes embrace the philosophy of student, person, player. We are proud of both their academic success and their athletic achievements. As a group, would our student athletes please stand and be recognized? And now, we proceed to what we've all been waiting for, the awarding of degrees. The Embry-Riddle faculty is pleased to present the candidates for associate's and bachelor's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences at both Daytona Beach and Worldwide, the College of Aviation at Daytona Beach and Worldwide, the David B. O'Malley College of Business, the College of Business Worldwide, and the College of Engineering here in Daytona Beach, Florida. At this time, I would invite Dr. Peter Hoffman, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to come forward, please.
Will the candidates for undergraduate degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences Daytona Beach campus please rise? Dr. Butler, as Dean, it is my honor to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees as recommended by the faculty.
Now presenting the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Homeland Security, Jenna Bishop, magna cum laude.